hours during the day today. That's going to go up to a 50% chance tonight. And it looks like most of the precip is whatever's coming in is going to be later this afternoon and tonight. So we'll keep you posted on that. Meanwhile, it's time for KRIM's Community Spotlight. And this morning, we're talking about, of all things, we're talking about Toys for Tots. And with us in the studio, we have the McDermotts with us, Amy and Will, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And now, first of all, how long have you been involved with Toys for Tots?
This is the 5th year.
5th year, starting to get the hang of it?
Starting to get the hang of it.
How many kids, just as a for instance, how many kids benefited from Toys for Tots in Rim Country here last year?
Last year, well, altogether, it's been, I think, what did it say on there? We did around 2,000 kids.
Wow.
2,000 kids. So
Countywide.
All throughout Gila County. Okay.
And then, so each year it's been around 400 kids.
Wow. And it's right here in the Payson area.
Most of our stuff, our applications come from Payson.
Right.
But like we said, it is Gila County, so we do serve like Toledo Basin or Globe, right. And
there's a lot of, demographics wise, there's a lot more young families and stuff down in the Globe area than there are up here, so I can see where you'd have a fairly decent number down there. Toys for Tots, interesting that the group itself has been around for quite a while, hasn't it?
Yes, since the 1950s.
Wow.
I do believe.
I knew it'd been around a while. I didn't realize it was that long though.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, again, this is something that really enables a lot of kids that might not otherwise have that typical magic of Christmas toy in the morning. This kind of helps ensure that those kids don't slip between the cracks. How many people are involved on the volunteer end of the local Toys for Tots thing?
We have quite a few people that volunteer. A lot of them is within my family, but we have different people throughout the community that volunteer, and I consider our businesses and stuff that collect our toys and have our boxes there, they're volunteers too. So
sure.
Yeah, big shout out for UPS. UPS has been phenomenal.
Really?
The last couple of years, they've made all of our deliveries out of town. So when we have last year, we had it set up where people came in, they picked up their bags if they could.
Right.
For the families that couldn't, UPS actually last year brought a couple trucks out and loaded up the toys and delivered them for us.
Yeah, and for any of you kids listening, what they do is they actually unload them into Santa's sleigh at an undisclosed location.
Yes, they do.
And I have some swampland in Idaho for you. But at any rate, the bottom line is this is really just a great thing to be involved with. What got you involved in this to begin with?
So my sister Pam was running her own toy drive and stuff, and she was really struggling, and the first her second year, I think it was, of that, we had come up with the idea that we were going to ask the Reserve Center down in the valley for some help. So we did, and we went and took a whole U-Haul, and they loaded us up. And we brought him back up here, and we had a really successful year for that. And then the guy down there was telling us, that we should just apply to do the Toys for Tots up here, and we could have our own campaign. So I
make
was
the whole
like,
thing a lot
okay.
easier. Huh?
Yeah, and then we do get supplemental toys, but since we're such a small campaign, we get a very small amount.
Right.
From the foundation. So that's why we push so hard to get the donations from people in the town.
So even though you're getting some assistance out of the valley, it's really critical that you get help from up here to be able to get those toys in a more targeted fashion.
Yes, especially because we're growing so much.
Wow.
Within from the first year to now, it's a huge difference.
Oh, it's quadrupled.
Really?
At least, quadrupled the amount of families that we're helping. And
well, and with the whole COVID-19 thing, I mean that's messed people up in a lot of different ways as far as their routines, and I would think that would kind of exacerbate things as well, as far as making it tough on young families and stuff like that to have the stuff that they need for Christmas.
Yeah,
big
absolutely.
time. I think that was a big driving factor for us too, because when we were younger with a lot of kids,
right.
It's a struggle. And so for me anyway, part of the fun part of the whole thing is seeing kind of the relief on some of the parents' faces, like,
right.
Oh my goodness.
Because you can relate to that.
Yes.
Now, how many kids did you
100%.
have?
We had 4
Wow, 4 kids.
In
That'll
our-
keep you busy.
in our 20s, so early 20s. So yeah, it was in between deployments and that it was a little rough.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you were in the military, and so you're heading off to the hinterlands, and Mom, you're just here at home trying to hold down the fort.
Yes.
So I mean, you understand as well as anybody some of the struggles that come from this kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Wow. And now, do you have a chance to actually, see some of the recipients of this stuff? I mean, because I would think that would make the experience that much more gratifying on your end.
We do. We actually are most of the time face to face, with the exception of the ones that UPS helps us to deliver.
Right.
We see them and talk to them, and that's like what he was saying, with their just the face of the recipients. When they are receiving those gifts, you could see just a huge load off of their shoulders. Whether it's one toy or 4 or however many, they are just really grateful for it. And
Well, it's just, again, I think your particular story just makes sense in that you're off deployed, with the military and away from home, and now I know that the military, just pays exorbitant salaries to all of you. There's my second lie of the day. But I mean, so you're doing the right thing, you're doing it for the right reasons, yet, how to pull all those things together at Christmas so that the kids get, that typical magical Christmas experience that I think we all want our kids to have. That's tough, especially if you get 4 kids when you're in your 20s and Dad's taken off to, go fight for Uncle Sam and everything. I mean, that it's no small number of challenges right there.
exactly. So it just kind of put us in, that perspective, and we haven't lost it. Yeah.
Beautiful. I like that. So now, ideally, I look at if I was going to contribute a toy, I guess you don't mind if people just go and buy. Maybe someone's got they remember a kid or a grandkid or a neighbor kid or whatever that was 10 years old that really would have liked this gift, so they're going to give this gift to Toy for Tots. I mean, that's a beautiful, wonderful thing. But is there one particular area or a couple of areas specifically where you constantly need a little bit more attention when it comes to the gifts that people do provide?
I have said this every year, and it's not changed. It is because we serve all kids from 0 to 18, because
Right.
you know that there's kids that are still in high school that graduate, when they're
Right.
18 or whatever, and they're still in the home, and we don't want to forget them,
Right.
But we get the older kids. We really, really need donations for them. It's like when we're talking, like it could be a makeup set or
cologne set.
cologne set,
Oh, yeah.
and those things are on sale at Walmart for like $5 a piece.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be anything expensive or extraordinary or anything like that. Even like the little earbuds or
And you can get
things
some
like
really
that.
nice rechargeable earbuds for a song these days. I mean, that's really
Exactly.
inexpensive.
Mhm.
So that's a good point. So the older kids are the ones that are often forgotten, and we all like that magic of the little 4-year-old getting the doll or whatever that they
Right.
wanted. But the older kids are the ones that kind of get forgotten about. So we need to remember a little bit extra. I think that's a good point too. That excuse me, that you mentioned that you don't necessarily have to spend a whole bunch of money or anything. It's
No.
just, and I hadn't even thought about like cologne or makeup and things. But I mean, to kids that are 16, 17, 18, those are big deals.
Yep, exactly.
Gotta have some stink good on.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, one of the things that it would kind of seem from what you're saying that it would seem logical in my illogical mind, and that is that perhaps some of the best things that people could do would be just to donate some cash so that you can provide the targeted stuff that you need towards the end when you see where maybe some of the shortfalls are.
Yes, and they can absolutely do that. They can donate it, get a hold of me and donate it. Or they could actually go online to our website, and there's an actual donation button that you can click. And our website is payson-az.toysfortots.org.
Wow.
So you
And
just
all the
go on
money
there and
that is
click it
raised goes straight back
Straight
into the community.
It's
into
just-
our campaign.
So it doesn't go off to any other communities.
No,
Right.
it stays right here.
Excellent. If someone wanted to make first of all, is this a nonprofit? I mean,
Yes, it
it's
is.
a 501c3?
Yes, it is.
So actually people could get a tax deductible receipt?
Correct.
Yes, they can. I even have the paperwork for that and everything.
Is there a limit to how much someone can give? Because some people, I know with some things, what was it? Some of the stuff, there was a limit of $400 or something like that you could give, but people actually could donate $5,000 if they wanted to.
Absolutely, they could.
Just like point that out.
I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, sure. Even if you don't want to, do it anyway.
Actually, we just, the Town of Apache Reservation actually just helped us out big time with our campaign this year, so.
They
Kudos to
do
them.
some amazing things, and they always do it very quietly behind the scenes. They're not
Yeah.
out there waving their flag and
Right.
everything. It's good that you bring that up.
Right. Yeah, well, it's important, I think, to recognize, it is a community effort. I mean,
Right.
we wouldn't have been near as successful as we were without the support that we've gotten from the community over the years, so.
Right.
Absolutely.
Just phenomenal. I think it's really cool to watch people step up to help kids,
Yeah.
I think all of us have a soft spot for
Oh,
kids,
sure, you bet. Well, I mean, the town of Apaches, I just, like I say, there seems like they're always just quietly out there. They got their finger on the pulse of what's going on, and
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for that. And I'm glad to see that things are going better for them now too, after that, the whole pandemic thing. I mean,
Oh, I know.
how that can even affect casinos and stuff like that. That whole thing was a
Absolutely.
bizarre bunch of experiences. So, now, are you expecting about the same need as last year, same level of need, or a larger, lesser? Do you have any feel for that yet?
I do have a big feel for that. I've already got applications that I'm actually running behind responding to, but we are going to respond to them.
Okay, so
They
if someone
should
has messaged you or whatever, just hang tight that you will get back to them.
Yes, they will get their response by December 1st. So
Or you can call her 24 hours a day at 9 Anyway, but it sounds like from what you're saying, then the need this year is a little bit bigger than even last year.
yes, it is. It's already. I mean, it started kicking off right in October when I was able to receive the applications. I had already had I think 20 I had counted.
So this Toys for Tots thing starts in October.
October 1st to December 31st, January 1st. Mhm.
Oh, interesting. And what a cool way to spend your holiday, though. I mean, as far as that whole giving back thing, I mean, that's got to be very gratifying.
It is.
And I'm just astounded when you're talking about the numbers of kids that are benefactors of this, and the fact that this year looks like it's going to be more than ever. We need to get more people involved than ever.
Yeah.
Are there other businesses that get behind this?
There is. There are. We actually have the drop-off locations, and they KRIM, Service First Insurance,
I
Payson
like
Golf
the
Club.
first one you mentioned there. It's got a nice right.
Yeah.
Service First. What was? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Service First Insurance, Payson Golf Club, Atmosphere Salon and Day Spa, Veterans Helping Veterans.
Nice.
Powell Place, Standalone Starbucks, Payson Premier Realty, Back to Basics, Black and Tan Apparel, Premier Realty Solutions, Waste Management, Lacey's Doggone Dog Grooming. We got lots of them.
Boy, I tell you what, but those are all names that we all know because they get involved in so many good things. I mean, they're good members of the community, and that's a beautiful thing that they're helping support this. As far as people making a donation, again, we'll give you that web address again in just a moment, where you can go online and make a donation there. But as far as keeping the continuity or the fluidity of your efforts rolling at top speed, when do the donations need to be in by?
We take all donations until about December 18th, but we really like them to be in about the first week of December.
I'm thinking, it's got to be a challenge to figure out, to connect the dots as far as the toy to the kid, or whatever the gift is to the kid. I mean, there's an awful lot of figuring that has to go on with that, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's
There's when these families fill out their applications, there's a spot for them to put notes, say, hey, my child is into Legos, or
Right.
And that's kind of the fun thing too for me anyway, because I'm a big giant kid. So
Right. You didn't get mine talking about I love Ferraris.
For me, the fun thing is I see what the age of the kid, and sometimes people won't put anything. but I like to play with the toys, so I pick them out and I like, oh, this looks really neat. You know what I mean?
And the toys are so much different now than they were when we were all kids.
Oh my
So
gosh.
much different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they
were
don't
talking
have
about
lead
that.
paint on them anymore, so that's a big plus.
Well, I mean, I used to just play with a rock. So,
Same.
but no, it's. I think. I mean, this is just a beautiful cause. So really, get the donations in by the 1st of December.
About the first week of December is
Right.
what because we have to go through them and we put all of the stuff together ourselves, and it does take it's time consuming.
The
so.
first, just as a reminder for those of you that are chronologically challenged, the first week of December is week after next.
Yes.
So get with it. Now, is there a place? Now, obviously, there's a lot of different places that have the boxes like we do here, where people can go buy an unwrapped gift
Yes.
and put it in these boxes and can completely remain 100% anonymous if they choose to. Or I mean, are there where you mentioned a few of the drop-off spots? Are there others?
There's I think I forgot to say Premier Realty Solutions,
Huh.
too. But we also have a golf tournament coming up, at the Payson Golf Club.
That's a good place for a golf tournament.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we actually had one last year, and it was really good.
I remember
it
that.
turned out really well.
Yeah.
But that is going to be December 11th at 10 a.m. It's actually $87 per player.
Right.
I think they're doing teams of 4, so you can also bring something there at that point. You can do that.
Oh, very cool. But this is being done to help raise money for Toys for Tots?
Yes, toys
Nice.
and money. So
Nice, very cool.
I'll take either.
And there you go. You're easy to get along with it.
That's right.
Now, as far as the golf tournament, it sounds like that. I mean, that's got to be a major shot in the arm for this effort.
It was a huge help last year.
Right.
A huge help. In fact, the money that they raised for us last year, since we were short on teenager items,
Right.
we were able to go to Walmart and they worked with us, and we were able to purchase all the teenager stuff that we needed to for last year
Beautiful.
through what the golf course raised for us. So it was super cool.
And if I remember correctly, the golf tournament last year, that's a best ball tournament.
Yeah, they do. I think they were doing that and closest pins
And a
and
couple of
longest
little prizes,
drives. Yeah, and stuff like that. They're also going to be serving a burger bar and
Oh, nice.
yeah.
No, I think it's good that it's a best ball tournament because then everyone can get out and be like myself. I suck at golf, but I have a lot of fun doing it. But I mean, my best hole is always the 19th. But at any rate, there will be prizes for the top or actually the low scoring team and then like you said, best ball and stuff like that.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And that's coming up when again?
So that's going to be December 11th, and it's an 18-hole scramble, and it starts at 10 a.m.
Okay, and so to get signed up for that, where do people go out to the golf course to do
I'm
that?
pretty sure you just go out there and sign up, and like I said, it's $87 per player, and 14. I think it's 4 people.
It's an interesting number. Is it because we're on Highway 87?
I'm not sure. We'll have to talk to Bobby
There you
about
go.
that one.
That's good stuff. They've got a lot of neat things. Matter of fact, if you haven't been out there to check out the food fair, they've got a lot going on out
It's
there right
awesome.
now. Yeah, and it's
Awesome.
nice to get some of that upper shelf stuff going on in
Yes.
Basin, I guess would be one way to say it.
Yes.
So now, between any other fundraiser aspects of this, any other events over the holidays that you're doing?
There's another one that the bowling alley is actually putting on. I
Oh.
believe that's December 4th. Let me see. Thought I screenshotted it. We'll get that up. Yeah, it says bring in 1 new unwrapped toy and laser bowl is free. And that is
Nice.
December 4th from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m.
It's from 8 to 11. You can go out there and laser bowl, and you can do it all for free as long as you just bring in an unwrapped gift.
Yep.
I think that's how cool is that they got behind this too.
Yeah,
That would be
they're
neat.
pretty awesome.
Now, is this the first time for them doing
No,
that?
they did this last year also, and they collected quite a few toys for
Oh,
us.
yeah.
I think it was like 2 or 3 boxes full of toys.
Mhm.
So
Right.
2 boxes. Yeah,
Interesting.
it was pretty awesome.
Now, if they just did low score at the bowling alley, I'd be better off there too. All joking aside, the really neat thing about this is the fact that the community really gets behind this because I think we all see the big picture, and we don't want any kids slipping between the cracks, and so
Exactly.
again, now if there are some parents out there grandparents, whomever is taking care of kids at your place. But if you think that this Christmas might not really be that great because of perhaps some financial hardship you're having, where can they, how do they get signed up to be a part of this still?
So they will just go online if they can. Some people can't
Sure.
go online. But if you're going online, you go to payson-az.toysfortots.org and you just click the sign up button. There's a donate and a sign up button. So
Right.
you just click that and then it's real simple.
Now,
Takes maybe a couple minutes.
Is that basically a clone of the just the toysfortots.org website itself, where you just get your own little portal on that, basically?
Yes.
Okay,
And I
interesting.
control all of it, and like we said, everything stays within our campaign. It goes nowhere else.
And everybody gets approved. So
Yes, I'm
you're
not
not gonna.
allowed to turn anyone away.
Yeah.
You don't have to jump through hoops or.
No.
Right, none of that. No, if you need help,
You need
that's
help.
what we're here for, and we make it happen.
Beautiful, beautiful.
But also, if you can't get on the internet, you can call my number at 520-450-1688, and I'll get you signed up.
Okay, that sounds perfect. So, no excuse to not get a little help if you think you need it, because Toys for Tots, again, they're not. You're not having to fit certain criteria to be qualified. If you say you have a need, then you have a need, and you folks are standing in the gap, ready to meet that need.
That's right.
I gotta love it. All right, one more time on the web address.
The web address is payson-az.toysfortots.org, or you can call 520-450-1688.
And we've been talking with Amy and Will McDermott. Keep up the good work on this, and hats off to you guys for doing that. I mean, that says a lot about you and the people that are around you helping out with this. And we hope nothing but the best. If there's anything else that we can do here at the radio station, let us know. By the way, this is a good time for us to point out that I haven't looked in it this morning, but I believe when I looked in our box here yesterday, there was nothing inside of it yet.
Oh, man.
And so don't make KRIM look bad. Come by and donate a toy, and just drop by 215 West Frontier to the KRIM studios here. We have just inside the front door, we have a Toys for Tots box there, so feel free to drop them off here and come in and do some hobnobbing with all the unique folks here at the KRIM studios.
Awesome.
Thanks again to both of you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in and listening to Community Spotlight on KRIM. Gonna head back to some more of your favorite music from, let's see, we got Johnny Lang, Psychedelic Furs. Man, I haven't apparently been around the block enough. I've never even heard of them. Bay City Rollers, Blondie, and a whole bunch more. But right now, a quick look at Rim Country weather.
Now with this morning's forecast for based on the surrounding areas.
Listen to that radio voice, man. It's like you were made for radio.